really seem to get what you want? Do you feel like you're in a current loop of miserable situations and relationships and people and job offers and just never really seem to get the things that you really truly desire, and it feels like it always like slipping through your fingers? If you're feeling like this right now, I feel you, because I've been there. I've been there so many times that it's literally annoying. But the thing is, guys, you cannot learn if you're not going through things, right? If you want something in your life and you pray for it and you ask for it, you're not just getting it like this. You're gonna get it through people, through situations, through events, and like actions where you have to make a decision and where you have to actively keep on working on yourself, you know? And what I do and what I always choose to do is being delusional. Because being delusional is a lifestyle and it is a choice, and you have to constantly live that kind of lifestyle. You have to literally live in that Delulu world, okay? So everyone right now on Instagram, social media is talking about delusion, okay? So, but what is delusional? Like, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to always be in Delulu land, right? So I'm here to tell you how you can become delusional and how you can maintain that kind of lifestyle, and how you can not just like act like it, but you also be about it. Like, you're not just acting constantly about being a certain person, but you're not really living that lifestyle. You are so delusional that you literally start creating that lifestyle, that you start to become that person and that version of yourself. Hi, my name is Alina and welcome back to my channel. Finally, I'm uploading a new video and I'm so excited about it. I just took some time for myself to learn, to have fun, to enjoy. You know, I tend to isolate myself sometimes, so I needed to just go out there, take my phone aside for a little bit and process all these informations that I was learning. And now I'm back, okay? So today's video, I'm going to show you how you can start to manifest a better life, okay? To really create the life of your dreams. And surprise, surprise, that's not by being realistic. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can be more delusional, okay? Like, let's all create our own Delulu world, okay? So many people in life, they truly think they have no power. They are literally this helpless being sitting in the corner and being like, I can't do this, I don't know how, God doesn't want me to be successful, good people never win, and like all these bullshit stories they keep on telling themselves, which hold them back because they just limit themselves. Instead of actually going out there and trying something, you limit yourself. And sometimes I know how it feels when you're feeling like at the bottom of the bottom and you don't know how to move forward. You know what? You don't need to know how to move forward. Important is that you just move. It doesn't matter if you crawl. It doesn't matter if you're, I don't know, like jumping on one leg. I don't care. You just have to move. You know, you have to work on yourself. You have to be more grateful and you have to practice those things. Meditation, for example, is a huge part of my well-being. Honestly, I can't function if I'm not constantly doing those things, because I always tend to fall back in old behavior patterns. And that's just how we are, because we've been programmed our entire life, right? We've been programmed our entire life to be a certain way, to think a certain way, to behave a certain way. So if all of a sudden you decide that you want to have a new life, you want to have a different job, you want to have different friends, different relationships, you want to have more money, whatever it may be, if you're making that decision and like consciously in that moment, but you look around and look at your current reality and this is not how, like, you literally see no way, okay, like I can't create this, like my life, like I have no money in my bank account, I have toxic friends, or we constantly just party and go out and there's no development, there's no, you know, evolving, then you have to realize that you created this current reality with how you're acting and the thought processes that you are having right now. So if you want to have a different reality, you need to have different thought processes, you need to have different behavior. And how do you create that? With being delusional. What means being delusional? First of all, it means that you're literally like you're in a Disney movie, okay? You're like a little princess running around and your life is perfect. You romanticize everything. Everything happens for you, not to you. You are just happy. You feel good, you know? And even if your current reality doesn't look like anything good can come from it, There's always something, and I'm telling you right now, there's always something that you can find gratitude in. Always. You know, even if it's just the sun shining outside, or you have clothes on, or you have a roof over your head, or you have every single day you eat food. Like, do you know that majority of the world doesn't even have access to these kind of resources that you're having access to? If you're watching this video right now on a phone, you are already very rich. You know, you have a phone, and your phone can literally be an ATM machine if you wanted to, okay? You can literally make money from that specific phone that you're watching my video right now. But your mindset is not there yet, okay? So in your current reality, the only way that you might know is going to a job and getting money for, you know, spending your time. But there's also other ways. That doesn't mean that you can have this because you clearly see other people are doing it. Just means that it's not in your current reality. So if you want to create that current reality, you need to act as if you already have access to this kind of reality, okay? You need to develop yourself, your mindset. You need to expand your knowledge and your skill sets, okay? That is the only way of learning. And first of all, you need to stop being so helpless all the time and saying things like, I don't know how to do this. Do you know how many times I got asked a question that you could easily Google? And I'm just like, it's sad, honestly. Like, that's called learned helplessness. That's something that people just do because it's easier, and it's because it's comfortable to just say, I don't know how, instead of figuring it out, instead of finding it out. You know what I learned in my very early ages? To just figure things out by myself. You know, I'm not a person, I don't really ask much for help. If I do, like, it must be very serious, because usually I try to always figure everything out by myself. I'm very much an internalizer. I try to fix things myself. But that's also how I learned to be a leader for myself, to be resourceful, and to find things out by trying, by trial and error, until I learn it, until I know what to do. Do you think I knew how to record YouTube videos, how to edit them, how to upload a thumbnail, how to do all those things? No, I wasn't naturally gifted. It wasn't just given to me. I developed the skill set by just doing it, by just trying it out, you know? And for you to say, I don't know how, or I don't have this, is literally your confirmation of you cannot have this, because you already made that decision that you will never have it, because you're already giving up. You're already saying, oh, I don't know how, I can't. You need to change the way you speak to yourself. You know, you need to always constantly hype yourself up and be literally your own biggest cheerleader, and always telling yourself things like you need to switch your mindset whenever you're, you know, noticing a thought in your head that's saying something that is limiting, such as, I don't know, I can't. You need to ask yourself instead, well, is this true? Can I really not do this? Or just, I don't know how, but there's probably ways how to figure this out, right? There's always a way to figure things out. Every single problem has multiple solutions, and you just have the blessing to find one of these solutions that works best on solving the problem that you have as fast as possible. And that's very much fun, okay? Well, not always, it's not always fun to fix problems, but you know what I mean. Like, you need to see things in a positive way, and you need to learn how to feel good in a certain moment. Because if you're constantly just angry and mad, that's exactly what you're gonna creating. You know, literally your life and the things that you want, it's like a radio station. So whenever you listen to the radio in your car, for example, and you come to a road where there's not good service, right? And then the radio starts to crack up, you cannot really hear the sound anymore. It's the exact same thing with your life and the things that you want. You need to tune your vibration into that frequency match where you attract those things, because you are on a different vibration. So if you look around in your life right now and you don't have the things that you want, you have to ask yourself, how am I thinking and how am I feeling? Is this the kind of reality that I expect? Because this is just how it is. This is just, you know, how my life is right now based on what I can see. And if you don't like what you see, you need to get delusional and think about the things that you want to have instead, and switch up that radio station and tune it, right? Like, switch to a different vibration and like frequency match that you can attract those things. And if you're miserable right now, you need to feel good right now. That is literally the secret to everything, guys. You need to feel good right now. And sometimes you really just need to hit rock bottom, you know, because I always wanted to create a certain lifestyle for myself, but honestly, I wasn't miserable enough to be motivated enough to go out there and create it. I got to a point where I hated myself and my life so much that I was just like, Alina, this is enough. Like, you can't go on like this. You cannot continue living your life like this. Like, it's not going to get better from here, you know? Like, this is enough. Like, I was so sick and tired of my own life and like how I was acting, how I hated myself, you know? I hated how I was feeling constantly. It drained the shit out of me. So if you feel like you're draining yourself literally and you don't like your life, then you just have to change it. You have to change the frequency of yourself and your vibration. So the difference between being realistic and thinking like you know what you want and what you want to create and actually creating is a very huge difference. Because what do you usually do if you look at your bank account and the number is not what you like to be? Or you look in the mirror and you're not looking, like your body is not the way how you want it to be. Or you look around and your lifestyle is not really what you want it to be. What is the first thought that comes to your mind? This is not what I want. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to not be able to pay my bills. I don't want to live this lifestyle. I don't want to. So what do you focus on? You focus on what you're not wanting. So you focus on black. You focus on the things that you do not want. But we all know that what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on that lack and the things that you do not want, all the time by thinking about this is not what I want, this is not what I want, I don't want to live this life, this is exactly what's going to grow. Because that's what you put your mind to. That's what your thought patterns are constantly thinking. You're constantly thinking, how can I fix this? How can I, I don't know how to make money. I'm so broke. I can't afford this. Like every single time you go into, I don't know, a restaurant and you're checking, instead of the things that you want to eat, you're checking the price. If you go to a shop and you don't just pick the clothes that you want to buy, you check the price tag. And if it's too much for you, if you think it's too much, you're just going to hang it back, but you wanted it, right? How do you get from focusing on the things that you do not want to actually become delusional and focus on the things that you do want? So what does it mean to be delusional? It's like, your glass is always half full, while others seeing it as half empty. It is like it's raining outside and you enjoy the smell while others are just complaining. It's like looking at the sky and you see the beauty of the stars and the moon and the flowers, and you just breathe deeply and you enjoy just being present in that moment while others are not even noticing. Being delusional is romanticizing your life and really truly just imagining your life to always work out for you, to be in tune with yourself, to be connected with yourself and the universe and the power that you hold, okay? It means that you're just imagining your life as you want it to be, even if it's not your current reality. You're not getting discouraged by not seeing that number in the bank account, by not, looking in the mirror and seeing yourself, that perfect human being, by not constantly looking around and criticizing about the things that you do not have and focusing on that. It means that you're constantly just thinking about the things you want to create and you're excited. You're excited for them to come into your life, and you don't really know exactly when that's gonna be, but you just know. It's like literally like when we were a child and you write that list of things that you want to have, and you just knew somehow you're just gonna get those things. You knew, like when Christmas was coming around, and you trusted and you knew that you're gonna get some gifts, and that somehow these gifts will be placed under the Christmas tree, and you were just getting them and you were just happy and excited. Exactly that kind of trust that you had when you were a child and you knew your birthday was coming up or your Christmas was coming up, and everything is gonna be fun and the family's there, and like that kind of excitement that you felt. You need to feel this excitement right now. Don't get discouraged about not seeing what you're currently wanting to see, okay? get excited about knowing that it will come to your life. The more you think about it, the more you're excited, and start to literally become grateful already for those things. Like, for example, you want a new car, right? And you hate your old car. You hate it, right? It doesn't work anymore. It constantly like shuts down, or you don't like the color, whatever it might be. You want a new car. And you sit in your car, and every single time you sit in that car, all you think about is, oh, I hate that car. It's constantly shutting down. I hate this car. I don't like the color. I hate this. So what do you think you're gonna attract? Even if you would get a new car, you would start to hate that new car right away again. Something's gonna happen, because that is the kind of vibrational match and the kind of vibrational energy that you're on, by constantly being miserable about the things that you have instead of being grateful. So the next time, if you want a new car and you sit in your old car that you actually do not like, start becoming delusional. Start thinking, oh my God, I love this car. I'm so grateful that my car brings me from place A to B. I'm so grateful that I don't have to walk and don't have to, walk in the rain, and I can literally drive safely somehow. Maybe it shuts down, but I never had a car accident. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. And I cannot wait to have my new car. And this is how my car is going to be. I'm going to sit in my car. I'm going to drive. And this is going to be the color that it has. And you're just so excited, You're just describing and imagining in your mind by closing your eyes. Obviously not when you're sitting in the car driving, right? Be safe, be careful. But you can just sit down and close your eyes and imagine how your car would, how you would like to have it look like. You can literally go into the car dealership and look at cars and be excited, like, oh my God, like this is the kind of car I want. Someday I'm already having this. Like, this is how you need to feel. You need to feel as if you have those things right now. And this is how you tune your vibration, because you're literally getting excited. Your mind cannot tell the difference between you have something or you don't have something. It cannot tell the difference between what is reality and what is not. This is why when you're literally watching a horror movie or something, like where you're getting excited, your heart starts racing, your pulse is going up, you're literally getting goosebumps everywhere, right? But like you're just sitting in front of the movie, like you're just sitting in front of the TV watching a movie. This is not real. But still your body is reacting as if you would literally live that reality right now, right? So what happens is the same thing. If you start imagining and visualizing the things that you want in your life, and you get excited and happy, and you feel that gratitude, that how would you feel having those things? How would you feel having that new car? How would you feel having that dream body, or just being wealthy, having that certain amount of money in your bank account? How would you feel? And you need to take that feeling and embody it in your current reality and state of being that you are right now. Stop being miserable. Stop complaining about the things that you do not have, because that is what you focus on. What you focus on grows. So if you want to create something different, be delusional. See, what I did when I lost my job back in 2019, I could have been sad, and I probably was a little bit shocked, and I cried for a little bit, because I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, I literally have no job, I have no income, what am I gonna do? But you know what? It probably was the biggest blessing ever, because I would have not have the courage for myself to just quit and start my own business, right? But back then, I had no other choice. I had no other choice but moving back to my mom's house, accepting the way how I was living, applying for Social Security, government money at that time, and then coming across my online business at that point, right? But the thing is, guys, once I stopped crying, like after 5 minutes, I actually started to laugh. And my friend looked at me and she was like, why are you laughing right now? Like, you just lost your job. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I actually prayed for this. I hated my job. I didn't want to work my job anymore. That was literally what I was saying every day. I don't want to work here. I hate this job. I don't like this, And at the same time, I was manifesting. I was writing down, I will find my career path. I will be successful, But when I lost my job, I was like, how am I going to be successful now that I don't have a job anymore? But I wasn't realizing that with this job, I would never become successful, because that job is not what I wanted to have. So I was manifesting a new career path without even knowing that. I got fired from my job. It was literally a blessing. It was happening for me, because that opened a new door. that opened a new opportunity for me. And then I took action on that opportunity and I started to build my own online business, and it worked out, you know. I was not obviously lucky, but instead of being miserable and ungrateful and just, you know, complaining about my situation, I made the best out of it. And I was grateful. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my trust into the universe or into God, and I'm just gonna like let it happen. And I let myself just be guided by whatever might come my way. And that's exactly what happened. So you have to be delusional in that way. You know, I was literally sleeping on the floor and sharing a bed with my sister when I came back home. I didn't have my own room. There was not enough like storage for my clothes. I had to sell everything. Like there were so many things I had to take care of where my life was just a complete mess. But still, I was grateful for that, you know, because it's not normal that you can just, you know, move back in with your parents again. Some people don't even have parents anymore, you know, so you have to always switch your perspective on how you're viewing things and become delusional about them. Like obviously it was not the best type of situation at that time, but it gave me the opportunity to just settle and to really focus on myself and building my mindset and really doing personal development because I didn't have work. I had a lot of time on my hands, and I used that time wisely to focus on myself and to build my mindset and my skill sets. And it worked out, you know, but I got there with being that delusional, thinking it's all gonna work out. Maybe it looks messy right now, but I don't care. I have that trust. Like I was excited like a little child again. I was excited to build my business. I was excited. I just knew that this is going to be my path and this is going to be my passion. And I just had fun doing it. So it didn't even feel like work, you know? So you always have to think from that perspective. Like, don't look at your life as it is right now. First of all, be grateful because it could always be worse. And then think, this is not what I want, but I know something better is coming. And then you imagine that better reality for yourself until you feel so good every single day because you're constantly practicing that visualization, that imagination for yourself, that you literally start to become excited. And then I'm telling you, I promise you, something will happen. Something will shift. You know, maybe you were even praying for to watch this video right now. The universe and God is always working in your favor. Even if you're at your lowest of lowest points in your life. And you have to realize this. Stop being so ungrateful for these low points, because these low points, they shape your character. They shape you into somebody better. I would not be the same person if I would have not go through all this shit in my life, if I would have not gone through all those hardships. Could I sit here and preach for you guys, oh, this is how you overcome your hardships, if I would have not went through them myself? No, not be a guide for all of you. I have to go through the mud in order to shine and to inspire others with that light, you know, but you don't even know what is the actual light if you never really seen the dark. Now I'm going to share a few tips with you on how you can become more delusional. The first tip is letting go. You need to let go of the job that you hate. You need to let go of people that you don't like. You need to let go of everything that weighs you down. Even if something happened in your past, you need to forgive. You need to forgive yourself for holding on for so long, and you need to forgive that person. Not to forgive that person, not because that person deserves to be forgiven. No, but for yourself, so that you can move on and you can release that energy. Because holding on to things, it sucks a lot of energy inside of you, like bad energy, like not being forgiving and constantly holding on and holding grudges and feeling angry and frustrated about what happened. Like that was literally in your past, and you can't change the past. The only thing that you can do right now is be present in the moment and create your future. So let go of all those things that are weighing you down, because then you can release all that energy and you can flow into a higher state. So what you do by holding on is you're literally leaning yourself against the door and you don't want it to open. While at the same time, there's another door behind that door that the universe or God wants to show you that's much better, that holds much, much more of the things that you actually want, but you're not trusting. You're not, letting go of the things that are weighing you down. You're staying in that room and leaning against that door. You need to stop. You need to stop holding resistance onto the things and your blessings. Second thing is trust. You need to trust the universe and the divine plan and God. You need to stop, not believing in yourself. If you're not happy right now at your job, with your relationship, with the friends, the people that you're surrounded by, you know you are out of alignment, because otherwise you would be happy. You know, we didn't come to this planet to suffer and to be miserable all the time. We wouldn't choose to live a miserable life. We came here to learn, to experience, to grow, to be joyful, to be happy, to be excited. That is the kind of vibrational energy. We just forgot it. We literally need to remember who the fuck we are. We need to remember that you are the creator and that you don't need to be in those kind of miserable situations. You don't need to accept them. And with trusting that there's a bigger and better plan for you, you're able to let go, first of all, and then you're also able, with that trust, to raise that belief into yourself that you can actually have what you want, that you can actually be that version of yourself, that you can, live that kind of lifestyle. But with having no trust, you are literally denying everything that is meant for you. If you're not happy with where you're at right now, that is your sign that you're out of alignment, that you're not trusting enough, that you're probably holding on to something. So you need to work on that. You need to let go, and you need to raise your trust again that there's something better and bigger for you. No, God always just wants the best for you. You need to trust God. If you're not close to God and you're constantly just, questioning Him, that is why you suffer, because you don't trust Him. There's a lot of stories in the Bible where you can see where people were going through, a lot of hardships, but still God never left them, and it was all for a bigger and better plan. And that's how I knew, and that's also how I processed and learned from my past, that everything that has happened to me was not to hurt me and to just destroy my life. It was to shape me into a better person and to be able to do something for a bigger meaning. And now I have the power to change my story, to talk about it, be vulnerable about it, and give other people hope and inspire people that, when they feel alone, that they are not alone, that they can get through it all, and that they can create their life of their dreams if they want to, and if they just trust that there's always something better for you. You're not meant to suffer. Honey, you're not made to suffer. You have to understand that, and you have to put trust in that bigger picture. The third tip is gratitude, and that is literally one of the best feelings that you can feel. And you can start with anything. You can, make a list every single morning when you're brushing your teeth, or you can write it down as well. You can count it in your head, or also when you go to bed and you just, praying and being grateful for your amazing day, or, even if you didn't have an amazing day, the things that did go well, because there's always something to be grateful for, all right? Always. Every single day there's something to be grateful for. That you have food, that you can shower, that you have warm water, that you have clothes, that you have a roof over the head, that you have parents, that you're healthy, that the sun is shining. You can find gratitude in every single thing, in literally everything. Be grateful for this video. Give me a thumbs up, be grateful for something. Be grateful for other people that are greeting you on the street, or be grateful for your morning coffee. That gratitude is one of the biggest things to actually be delusional. Even be grateful for the things that you do not have right now, that you want is not shown in your bank account, and you constantly have to pay all those bills. You know what was a huge game changer for me? To be grateful, or learn to be grateful while I was paying bills, because somebody put enough trust into you to trust you that you were able to pay for something. And you didn't lose the money, you just didn't waste the money, because you usually, what you're paying for is you got something out of it, right? So if you're buying a book, you're not wasting that money because you got that book. And from that book, you got a lot of knowledge. And with that knowledge, you can do so many more things. If you, you bought a course and you didn't even really like the course, but what happened was that you found out that you didn't like the course, so now you're doing something else. You can be grateful for that. You can be literally grateful for everything, right? Be grateful for the things that you do not have. Even if you do not see the money in your bank account physically, be grateful for all the money that is supposed to come, that is coming your way in the future. Be grateful for that. Say things like, I am so happy and grateful now that money is coming to me from multiple sources on a continuous basis. That's what I always tell myself. I'm open and receptive. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my money. I'm so grateful for my beauty. And also what I do is I ask for more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. You can be grateful, but still want more. So one thing I learned recently was to be grateful, but at the same time ask for more of that. So be like, I'm so grateful for my beauty, I'm so grateful for my health. I'm so excited to have more of that. Or I'm so grateful to have even more of that. So a huge part of being delusional is knowing what exactly do you want. And that is the fourth thing. Know exactly what you want. Most people talk about they want wealth, they want freedom, but they don't really know what it means. They don't really have a plan what comes with the wealth. Okay, they just saying I want to be wealthy. Okay, what does that mean for you? You know, how much money is wealthy for you? It means for some people it means having $1 million. For some people it means having $10,000 a month. For some people it means nothing. Like literally they need like 1 billion. You know, so wealth is always in the matter of perspective, like how you're viewing it. So you need to be very detailed on the things that you want. Even if you're saying I want a new car, okay, what kind of car do you want? You know, you need to really describe the things that you want, and the more you describe it, the more you be detailed about it, the more you start feeling it, and the more you start attracting those things into your life, and the more you become delusional about them, because you're constantly imagining those things that you want, and the more in detail they are, likely you're going to get them. Because if you're asking for something specific, it's easier to deliver that as well. If you're just being like very vague with like, oh yeah, I want to have some money, okay, but like how much, you know? Like be detailed about what you really want. 5 is affirmations. As always, I cannot preach this enough. Since I know Louise Hay, guys, and if you don't know her, make sure that you're gonna put it after this video, put it on, you know, YouTube. Louise Hay, she has an amazing video, one-on-one power thoughts. I always listen to that, and it literally gives me chills, and it just heals my nervous system. I get calm and relaxed, and I just love her voice. You know, our thoughts create our reality. You know, whatever we think and feel, that's what we're going to create with our vibrational matching energy. So instead of thinking these miserable thoughts like I don't have money, I can't afford this, be like, I always have enough money to afford the things that I want. You know, by saying these kind of things and switching sides of turning a negative thought into a positive one, and actually consciously making that decision that you want to feel good, that you don't want to feel like you cannot afford things. Because why would you choose to feel bad? You know, you're doing this to yourself, honey. You literally are doing this to yourself by telling yourself these kind of miserable things and complaining all the time. If you're wondering why you're not living the life you want, check your thoughts. How are you talking to yourself? How are you thinking? What are you thinking about most of the time? Because what you're thinking about most of the time is what you're going to create in your current reality. Tip number 6 is acting like the person you want to become already right now. You may not see it in your current reality like the person that you want to be, but you need to already act like that person right now. Like, stop listening and doing things that are not aligning with a future version of you, you know? Don't do things where you know they're not going to bring you further. That doesn't mean never have fun, never go out, never go party, never go this. Like, I'm the least person to tell you you cannot have fun in your life, okay? I want to have fun, I want to enjoy, but I also exactly know my boundaries, and when it's time for me to go back to, you know, isolate myself and work on myself and do those things for myself to get better and really work towards my future. You know, finding that balance is really important. But also make decisions at that person that you want to become. If your, you know, best self is a wealthy person, a wise, like, business person, wouldn't you think that that person that has already made a lot of money would invest into themselves without complaining about money that they have to spend on their education? No, they wouldn't. So I hear a lot of people, they come to me and they tell me they want to make money, they want to have money, and tell me about their situation. And when it comes to paying a certain price to get access to the knowledge and the skill sets and whatever is necessary for them to get to where they want to be, they're always like, no, I don't want this. I can't do this. Honey, how do you want to get anywhere in life if you do not want to invest in yourself and you cannot make decisions? You cannot dream about $1 million lifestyle if you still have a $10 mindset. You need to switch that mindset, honey. You need to stop being so greedy, okay? And want to have everything for free. You know, things that are free are usually not really worth having. So you need to decide. You need to make decisions based on your future self and not based on your past self, because those type of decisions brought you to your current reality. So you need to make new decisions. Some of y'all think you're poor, but it's only your mindset that is poor. Okay, you're living on an abundant planet of abundant opportunities. Everything that you want is already existing. You just need to step out of that victim mentality and create that victor mentality for yourself. That you are the creator and you are writing your story. Nobody's doing this to you. Nobody's doing this to you. Nobody can create your reality. That is literally not possible. The only person that is creating your reality is you. And the sooner you start to take responsibility for that, the sooner you're able to shift into a new reality. Take action and stop talking. Okay, so you cannot just sit there and meditate all day and write down all day and manifest and be like, yeah, it's gonna happen, it's all gonna happen, like, I'm just gonna sit here. No, you need to actually go out there and take action. You know, whenever there's a decision that you need to make, you need to make that decision based on your future self, not your past self. You need to think as a new person and you need to take action as a new person. So if your old person is constantly, you know, just sleeping and chilling and not doing anything productive, then you need to, you know, learn new skill sets. You need to take a course or go read a book or listen to a podcast. Like, there's so many resources. You just need to become resourceful. You need to take action based on their future self. It's like sitting in a car and telling, you know, the universe you want to drive and then just sit there. Do you think, you know, you will magically just, like, the car will drive itself? No, you start the car, you take the action to drive the car to where you want to be. You know, you trust your GPS that it's going to take you where you want to be, but you're still going to have to put in the work and actually drive, you know? So it's the same thing. You need to make small steps every single day. Sometimes it will be more, sometimes it will be less, and that's fine. The only thing that you need to focus on is giving your best every day. Tip number 9, and that is very important, you need to be detached. Because if you're attached to something, it means that you're desperate, that you are not having this. And this is coming from a place of lack again. So your vibrational match, your tuning station is not in the right frequency. You're desperate, and desperation is not a good feeling. You're feeling like anxious almost. But you need to think about it like you're sitting in a restaurant and you're ordering food. You don't know if the food is coming in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes, or in an hour, right? You may get impatient after a while and ask the server like, hey, when is the food come? But in general, you usually sit there and you trust that your order is getting through and that the food is getting cooked by the chef and that it's gonna come to your, you know, seat and you're gonna enjoy it. And that's the same kind of trust that you need to put into your goals, that it's coming your way. Or if you're ordering something online, you don't know if it will come the second day or fourth day or after a week, but you do know that it's coming because you got the confirmation. Okay, so think about your goals like you already got the confirmation because it is existing. Okay, so every single time you set up a goal, imagine that confirmation in your head because you put it out there. You made the decision that you wanted it, so that's the confirmation. So now have that trust that it will come your way. It will, you know, you will get closer to your goal, being exposed to new opportunities or people or events, anything that can bring you further. Then make a decision based on your future self, not your past self, not being like, oh, being suspicious, don't really knowing. No, you need to trust and be detached from it, you know, just trust that it's gonna work out. You don't need to know everything. You will figure it out along the way, okay? So, but don't chase it. Don't be like, oh, when is that gonna come? You know, like, you're pissing off the service if you're constantly asking, so when's my food gonna come? When's my food gonna come? Like, is it coming? You know, best, again, you go into the kitchen, you cook it yourself. No, you're not gonna do that, obviously. You're gonna trust it. You're not gonna annoy the server all the time when the food is gonna come. You know that it's gonna come sometime. You know? So be patient. Be patient and don't constantly like think about when, like, it will come at the right time when you're ready to receive it. Like, were you ever obsessed over a guy and you're constantly, you know, like chasing him and running after him and like trying desperately to get him? The minute you stop caring because, I don't know, maybe you fall in love with yourself instead, or you are dating somebody else and they actually treat you better and they actually chase you, you stop caring about that person. And then all of a sudden that person comes back to you. Or your ex, you know, whenever you're healed and you're over him, he all of a sudden appears because he's seeing you living life. Honey, that is because you're not desperate and not attached. And that is why every single time when you're chasing something, it's gonna run from you because you're giving off that desperate energy. Nobody likes desperate energy. So better focus on yourself and, be ready to receive it, than instead of constantly thinking when, and how. It doesn't matter. It's gonna work itself out. Don't worry. Just take action, work on yourself, and do the tips that I told you, and it's all gonna work out. In the end, guys, it is all just about energy. Because if you come into a room and you feel that the energy is off, that the vibe is off, you can feel that, right? You know when somebody is moody and, just frustrated or angry, you can feel that literally in the air, and it starts affecting and draining you. So you can also choose to give love and kindness to people and be happy and smile and say hello to people on the street. You can choose to give positive energy out. So your thoughts and your feelings are creating the constant vibration that you're in. So if you're constantly moody and negative, what kind of energy are you giving out? But you can also switch that. You can switch that radio station and tune it into the right frequency. So the last tip that I'm going to give you guys is feel good now. I cannot stress that enough. You need to learn how to, do all those things and let go of everything and just trust and be in tune with yourself. And you need to feel good, Be happy about the things that you have, even if it's not always perfect and you may be hating your life right now. But like look around and look at the things that you're not hating, because you can't hate everything. If you hate everything, then you probably really should go to therapy, and you should really start to ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with you? How ungrateful can you be? Like, that's very sad. If you hate everything, but it's always something to be happy about. Turn on some good music and start dancing, and automatically you will feel better. Go to the gym or do a home workout, whatever. Try to feel happy now. Do small things that make you happy. Today I was a little stressed and I got into my feelings a little bit too much. So you know what I did? I just went for a walk. And I had my music in my ear. I don't know why, I always love listening to Elvis Presley, and I was literally just walking around and humming, with the music in my ears. And I didn't care if anybody was like walking past me and could like hear me humming, like, why is she humming so weirdly? I don't care. Just walking in the forest, and I was sitting down somewhere, and I was just enjoying the sun and just, enjoying nature and being happy and listening to the music and humming and singing with it. And I was just happy. And those moments are the moments that are gonna create the better moments. So when I went home, I was so much more relaxed. I was like, oh my god, you know what I want to do? I want to do a video today. I want to actually, put these good emotions that I have, and I want to put them in a video and inspire some people today. I hope this video actually did inspire you. Hope we can all just make this world a better place by just being more happy. Like, that's just all where we can start, with looking in the mirror and pointing the finger at ourselves, right? So let's all do this together, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Obviously, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any other videos. Definitely going to be more consistent from now on again. And I see you guys in the next video. Bye.